Now playing on T2PTV. What do you get when you mix 12 of the best match racers in the world with palm trees, a pier of spectators, and 5 days of racing and festivities?
All come down to this. The winner of this match will be the Congressional Cup champion.
The pre-start was full of flags and tight maneuvers, and the entire way around the Windward Leeward kept the commentators guessing. Around the last stop mark, Robertson was only a few seconds behind Canfield and kept it so close that to keep his air, the boys in blue threw their biggest punch in the series to date and finished a boat length ahead, proving it really was theirs to win or lose.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
When they did, and they were awarded the check, the cup, and the crimson to proudly accept, hoist, and wear at the awards ceremony. Congratulations to Taylor Canfield and Team US1. For T2PTV, this is Ashley Love.
The Oyster Recovery Partnership is a nonprofit based out of Annapolis, Maryland, and our primary mission is to restore oysters back in the Chesapeake Bay for both ecologic and economic purposes. A single oyster can filter up to about 50 gallons of water per day. They also are extremely vital for marine habitat. The substrate they create and the underwater reefs they create provide habitat for other marine life. Oysters also are extremely important for economic purposes. It has been, supported the wild fishery, the public fishery with the local watermen for over a century in providing livelihoods during the winter months from October through March when the oyster season is open. So oysters has always been a significant food source here in the Chesapeake Bay region and elsewhere. And so supporting the cultural history, the economics, as well as the environment is a critical role that Oyster is able to do across all those spectrums.
The air is hot and the water is on its way to catching up. I remember learning that the definition of wind is the transference of heat. And now that summer is setting in, predictability is plummeting. At the Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night races, margins are shallow, and every boat has a shot at scratching back from deep positions. Two nautical ports, Annapolis and Newport, always bicker like siblings about their place on the food chain. But at least once every 2 years, the two are linked by the Annapolis to Newport race, which left the mouth of the Annapolis harbor early this June and in a brave new way. The small boats all started together at once on Thursday to start the 470-mile race down the Chesapeake Bay, where they then turn the corner to point their bows at Newport, with the big boat starting 24 hours later. The new starting format hopes to have all the boats finish closer together to be able to swap stories on the dock and celebrate together. Trade in those two siblings for the two second cousins twice removed. Here's a look back at the transatlantic leg of the Volvo Ocean Race between Newport and Lisbon.
Trying to catch up is really hard in this fleet, and the only way is to try and find a slightly different route. So we've been looking at how to get across this high. We decided that go the side where there's a bit more wind, but obviously that's making more distance, and so to do that, first of all you have to dive north, which is basically jibing, and you're going pretty much backwards.
we've sailed this distance than the girls who are going all the way out on the outside. They're in more pressure than us at the moment, but we're sailing the shortest distance. And then we jibe over and start heading for Lisbon. And now what's going to be interesting is when these guys start lifting up and we're heading for Lisbon, do they come in front of us or behind us?
It's hard to understate the importance of this, because if this goes our way and we can turn this around, it could save the whole race overall. Well, we haven't gained to the mark.
No.
We're 32 miles behind. No, 28 miles behind. Given where we are, we just need to be braver and stay down more.
I'm not angry. Just a bit worried. The breeze has dropped to 7 knots over here, and it hasn't started lifting.
And if we don't turn it around, then the race is back on overall. So this is probably the most important point of the entire race so far.
And Sebastian Destremo chugs on as your conductor for the results of that tactical leg.
Tim Brunel, skipped by Bo Bacon, completes a triumphant Volvo Ocean Race Leg 7 in Lisbon, Portugal. The Dutch's victory, combined with a poor result from Abu Dhabi, keeps Brunel's hopes alive of an overall victory.
Every victory is good, and you're only as good as your last result. And it's nice to, of course, to have a win over here. Especially winning a transatlantic is always a really good thing, a memorable one.
Behind them, Dongfeng Race Team is match racing Team Alvi Medica up the Tagus River. Minutes from the finish, the Chinese team regained the third place. However, they lose control of their boat during a tag and watch Alvi Medica sail away to a fantastic third place. The final two stages to Lorient in France and then Gothenburg in Sweden via a pit stop in The Hague in Netherlands will once again be contested by 7 boats. Team Vestas Wind, skipped by Chris Nicholson, rejoins the fleet for the first time since November 29, when the boat was grounded on a reef in the Indian Ocean. The race concludes on June 27 with the Newport Race in Gothenburg after 9 months, 30,000 nautical miles of sailing, visiting 11 ports and every continent.
When performance counts, the choice is clear. North sails, better by design.
Safety tip for your summer out there on the water, folks. Boats are like elevators. You may think you can ignore that maximum capacity poundage, but you really shouldn't. People, luggage, equipment, your mom. I know you all want to go together, or you want to save time or money by doing it in one trip. Is the risk worth the trouble, though? At least in some cases, yes, for the one bearing witness at least. But whatever your age, you seniors out there, you should be able to add, and you youngsters should be able to subtract. But we understand. The need to go by water is great, and it's entertaining. At least to us. The T2P team is headed north for June. The New York Yacht Club Annual Regatta, presented by Rolex, is a 3-day competition of wood, aluminum, and carbon fiber against the seas of the Narragansett. While Storm Tri-Stil's Block Island Race Week is a true week of racing. Sailors racing like it's their job, Monday through Friday. Look out each night by 9 p.m. local time for the day's highlights. For T2PTV, this is Ashley Love.